Hello, you guys. Welcome to the Ranting Shop. It's me, Melissa, and today we're going to be reviewing Young, Famous, and African Season 2, Episode 6. So, basically, what happened was they're still talking about the whole Bonang situation. Swanky is so upset that everybody is taking Lewis's side and not taking Bonang's side. And his thing is, oh, people should wait for Bonang's side of the story instead of jumping to Lewis's defense. All right, fine. Okay, but you've been privy to both sides of the story, and it's like despite hearing things and not hearing things, you're still gonna stick to Bonang no matter what, via your own words, based on what Swanky is saying. Whether his friends are right, wrong, indifferent, he's gonna stick beside them. So I find it very hypocritical that he's talking about, oh, finding next other side of the story and then making judgments, seeing as though he's not going to take his own advice. So as far as I'm concerned, he should be quiet right there because he's being very hypocritical. And then we move on to the situation with Andile. Let's talk about Andile and his two baby mamas, because that was a big topic throughout the entire episode. So apparently Andile has two baby mamas. Both of them are very beautiful, Sibotsi and Rosette, right? I think that Rosette is probably the most beautiful woman that I've seen on the show. She's more beautiful to me than any other woman, including Zari. All right, but anyways, I digress. So first we see how he interacts with Sabutsi. He takes Sabutsi out on a kind of date or meeting with the Idibias, because for some reason Andile is really idolizing Two-Face and Annie's relationship. But I think he does that because, as he said, there's many similarities with the Adibias and their situation and him and his situation with the women. So it's not like he's putting them on a pedestal because he thinks that they're the ideal couple. He's putting them on a pedestal because their relationship is reflective of his relationships, which are toxic and chaotic and ongoing, right? So the thing about it is his relationship with Sabutsi is really nice and it's really beautiful, and they have a friendship. They're like really close friends. She's the mother to maybe one or two of his children, I'm not too sure. And they've had tumultuous situations. I don't know what it stemmed from because they didn't state the details, but I feel like some of it has to do with the other baby mama and maybe other women, who knows. And then we have the DBS giving advice. Well, basically Annie's kind of letting us into a little bit of her relationship when she spoke about she had flings when she was on and off with Two-Face. It wasn't like it was always this perfect thing and they had this tumultuous thing and it was one-sided. She also did her stuff too. So then the Sabutsi and Andile, of course, they saw some similarities, especially when it came to the house thing, because he's asking, okay, so when did you know that Annie was the person for you? And then he's like, he bought this huge house, and I guess what he's essentially trying to say is the only person he saw being able to make that house a home was Annie. That's just me putting my 2 cents in it, but I'm not sure what he was saying with that. So we see that side of the situation, and then we see the situation with Rosette and Andile, and we see their dynamic, and both women have a very flirtatious friendship relationship with Andile. It's very close, you know. The women cannot even really one up each other because both of them have children for him, and both of them have literally the same relationship dynamic with him, which is like, we're friends but they're open to more. You know what? If he says, I'm ready, they're just gonna come running, basically. Both of them. And come to find out, Andile is describing why, like, both of them have an issue with each other now. And it's essentially because Andile is saying that Sibatsi, she was good with Rosette at some point. They were really good. And then at one point, Sibatsi got really, I guess, negative towards her, and Andile is making it seem like it's Sibatsi that's the one that like took it to a negative place and not Rosette, right? So then let's skip right over to the situation. Wait, before I even go into Zari's party, let's talk about Louis pulling Kanye aside to tell us some foolishness about he wants a child for his birthday. And he's basically wanting, I don't know if he asked Kanye to ask Zari, but he's basically telling Kanye he wants Zari to basically donate her egg so that he could have a surrogate carry his baby. This man is really serious about being a single dad. And I feel like him and a lot of people, especially women, they don't consider the fact that children require both parents. They really do. You get certain things from a man that you don't get from a woman. And likewise, you get certain things from a woman that you don't get from a man. The combination of both make you a completely well-rounded individual, in my opinion, if the parents parent very well. However, if you have one side of things, it's like you never get to experience the other one and you crave it. So I feel like he's not doing himself or the children any favors by doing stuff like that, honestly. But he's so set on it, it's shocking. I've literally never seen a man want a kid so much, whether a woman is there or not. He almost seems very feminine to me in how he maneuvers him wanting a kid, because it's kind of similar to a woman when she feels like her biological clock is clicking. She then runs to get a man. It's like the first man she gets who she thinks is okay, that's the one she settles with, that's the one she has kids with, because her mindset in that moment is not necessarily finding the best partner for herself, but it's also finding someone to carry a baby with, and that's how he's operating, which is crazy. So he's telling Kanye this and holding Kanye's hand. Kanye finds that to be extremely awkward, and I could understand why Louis is a very awkward person, because he's just so touchy-feely, and I feel like, I don't know, it's a little bit uncomfortable when you don't really know someone. So Kanye was uncomfortable, but anyways, she went ahead and took that information that Louis told her and went ahead and told Zari. And Zari found it amusing, but then it was also insulting a bit, because I do agree with Zari that, like, it's kind of crazy for you to be asking me to carry your kid as if I'm this baby maker. Like, to me, that's how I would take it as well. Like, so because I have kids and I have childbearing hips, it means that I'm gonna wanna have a kid with you. But I feel like because he probably overheard the conversation with Zari saying she was open to, be a surrogate for with her and Diamond, that he probably felt like it was okay for him to do it. It could also be him trying to compete with Diamond. Who knows, but he shouldn't, at this point, he can't really compete with any of the guys on the show, because he just lacks that level of confidence and masculinity that men tend to have, that he just doesn't have. He's a extremely feeling type of man. Anyway, Zari was blown away by the proposition, which anyone would be. So then, let's move over to the situation with... So Kanye is talking with Nadia. They meet and they basically talk about the whole situation with Swanky and the fact that they feel like he's trying to replace Annie. So because his friendship with Annie has been fractured, he's on the lookout for another replacement, another person that's gonna ride beside him and be by him and be his ride or die. So that's why he's going so hard for Bonang. And that could potentially be the case. But I also kind of agree with Swanky in a sense that the reason why the women were not so eager to take Bonang's side, even if they were not there, even if they did not see what took place, is because of the underlying beef that they have. It is what it is. Nadia has beef with Bonang, and so she'll be less likely to take Bonang's side. And probably that's why Swanky was so annoyed with Nadia, for piping up and saying give Louis a chance to explain, because he felt as if Bonang was your friend, you wouldn't be giving Louis any chance to explain anything. You know what I'm saying? So I think he saw hypocrisy in that. And there could be a tinge of it because she doesn't really care for Bonang right now. But anyways, let's move on to Zari's... Wait, Swanky spoke with Kaylee, but I think that conversation is kind of reflective of the conversation Nadia had with Kani, which is him explaining why he doesn't understand why they would not take time and, see her perspective, before running to Louis's aid. But the truth of the matter is, I said it, they don't like Bonang, so that's probably the reason that fuels their eagerness to be on Louis's side. Uh, let's just take away the fact that everybody's on Louis's side. It's just that they will be quicker to be on Louis's side despite it being his fault or not his fault. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, let's move on to Zari's party. So Zari's having a party, and basically the way this scene played out, you would have sworn it was just one of their regular dinners. I did not see anything special that made me feel like this is a Zari party. You know what I'm saying? It was just very blah. Everybody just came to the table. Andile decided for some reason that it was a good idea to bring both of his baby mamas to somebody's birthday party event to talk things out. Tell me this doesn't make sense without telling me it doesn't make sense. Like, clearly that was curated for drama. So the first baby mama comes in, Rosette, the beauty, and he tells them where to sit down. So she sits next to... Okay, she sits next to Zari, kind of. And then Sabutsi comes in. And basically, like, Rosette is like, so you're not going to sit next to us? And Andile is like, no. I'm making you guys sit so you guys can talk it out. I want no parts of it. And he sits all the way next to Fantano, all on the other side of the table, in a perfect viewing position to see the drama unfold. It's crazy. Maybe he's a little bit narcissistic. I don't know. And then Sabutsi comes in, and she's puzzled too. She's trying to figure out, okay, so I don't know anybody. I barely know these people. So she was probably gonna go sit next to Andile, but he's like, nope, sit next to Kani. And immediately after Sabutsi sits down, after they hug and they do all the niceties things, then it goes tit for tat, blow for blow on who was married and who was asking Andile to help them when they had a man in the house, or who asked Andile to help when Andile was with the other one and she was living with Andile at the time, and they apparently were serious, and all type of situations, right? So it just went back and forth, and it was like, this is crazy, because this is not the time or the place for you guys to be going back and forth on who Andile wants the most or who Andile is interested in the most. That's why Andile cannot be with any of them, to be honest with you. If he doesn't want conflict, he would choose to not be with any of them ever again. Be friends and leave it at that. Despite y'all having chemistry, if you have it with one and you had it with the other one, you could have it with a third one. Like, that's to me the best way moving forward. So he comes in and it's just like, Sabatsi gets upset because she's like, she knows if Andile comes in, he's gonna always take Rosette's side. In my opinion, it's like, I don't necessarily feel like he likes Rosette more. I just feel like if he feels like Rosette was right in the situation, then that's him. Because in my opinion, I feel like even if you were living with Andile Sibatsi, you guys were broken up. And as far as Rosette was probably concerned, you were just living there because you didn't have any place to stay. But she's saying she did have a place to stay, but Andile told her to move in with him or whatever the case may be. Either way, Sibatsi found it weird that Rosette was calling Andile asking him to help her. She felt like she was doing it, Rosette was doing it for like devious purposes, and like it wasn't for genuine help or need. Either way it goes, they have unresolved issues that they need to work through, not at this person's party. So anyways, Swanky comes in, right? And Swanky is still talking about the situation with Bonang, and it's like, everybody's moved on from Bonang already, and Swanky keeps dragging the Bonang situation, right? And then he puts his anger out on Louis because he feels as if Louis was the reason why Bonang left. And I feel like it's unfair to put that on Louis because it's not his fault. She wanted to leave for her own issues, on top of probably the way Nadia greeted them or Kani, whatever. It wasn't Louis's fault. Anyways, he started going back and forth with Louis, telling, oh wait, before that even happened, Nadia started spreading something of, oh, he's asking Zari to, provide her eggs for surrogacy because he wants a kid. And he's telling that to Fantana, and Fantana is like, what? That's what he's doing? I don't want to talk to him anymore because I have the situation with Diamond. But that's crazy. It's too messy because blah, 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 blah. And then Swanky hears this, and it further aggravates him, and it further makes him even more irritated with Louis. And so Louis and Fantana, I guess, are talking. And he tells Fantana, put a table between herself and him. And Fantana does it like a little kid, like she has no mind of her own. She does exactly what Swanky told her to do. And she acts like she's grown, but it's like, that's not how grown women operate. Grown women do what they want to do. They don't do what other people tell them to do. But either way it goes, she does it. And then Louis gets upset. And he's like, no, I'm not going to make you disrespect me and yell at me. Why are you telling Fantana to put a chair between the two of us? And he's like, I don't know your intentions with her. Well, Swanky, that's really not your business. Fantana is a grown woman, as she always says. So I feel like you should allow her to make her decisions instead of trying to pipe up and treat Fantana like a kid. But it's not even really about Fantana. It's more so about him not liking Louis. And that's just what it is. So Louis gets up to leave, which he always does, which I kind of don't like that he does. Like, whenever there's conflict, his first instinct is just to walk away. And I feel like he shouldn't do that. I feel like be a grown person and just stay there. Like, it shouldn't be, like, as long as you could stand on 10 toes and give your point, I feel like there's no need for you to leave a situation. You know what I'm saying? It almost feels like you concede when you leave. Stay there and stand your ground. So Swanky gets upset and he walks off, and that's the end of the episode. Let me know if you guys loved this episode. This one was very interesting. I liked it. I don't know if I liked it, but it was very drama filled. I just feel like the issue with this show is that they have fights and drama at the most inappropriate occasions, and it's like, why can't one scene just be about what they came there for? Y'all came here for Zari's party. Let it be about Zari. Like, it always have to be a drama. So anyways, that was my point of view. Let me know in the comment section what you guys think. Like, subscribe. See you guys next time. Bye bye.